Welcome to the 50th chapter of the book of Genesis, the last chapter. We're finishing up with this book. It was still with the story of Joseph, and it begins in verse 1. Ke epi peson Iosif, epi prosopon tu patros avtu. And Joseph falling upon the face of his father, he had died, in the last chapter in 49. Eklavs ep avto, he wept over him. Ke aphilasen avton, and kissed him. Verse 2. Ke prosetaxen Iosif tis paisin avtu, and Joseph assigned to his servants tis entaphiastes, to the embalmers, entaphiase ton patera avtu, to embalm his fathers. Of course, the embalmers of Egypt are famous because there's still mummies found today, and they've lasted for thousands of years. And so the body of Jacob, or Israel, as he's known, sent to the embalmers. Ke entaphiasen e entaphiaste ton Israel, and the embalmers embalmed Israel. Verse 3. Ke eplirosan avtu tesseraconta imeris, and they accomplished, I put the embalming, as I believe that's what it's talking about, him in 40 days. Utos gar katarith munte e imere tis tafis, for thus they counted down the days of the burial. And I'm not exactly sure what counted down, who was they, the embalmers, or the people. Again, it's hard to tell sometimes with the way they use these pronouns. Ke epenthysen avton Aegyptos ebdomikonta imeres, and Egypt mourned him 70 days, so 40 days and then 70 days. I'm not sure if the 40 days were taken away from the 70, whatever. In verse 4, ipe they parilthon e imere tu penthus, and when the days went by of the mourning, I'm supposing 70 days, elalisen Iosif prostus dynastas Pharaoh, Joseph spoke to the mighty ones, the dynasty is the derivative for this 1413, of Pharaoh, Legon, saying, E evron harin in nantion imon, if I have found favor before you, lalisate is taota Pharaoh, Legontes, speak into the ears of Pharaoh, saying. So even though he was mighty in second person, yet there was still an in-between him and the Pharaoh. Verse 5. O patir mu, or kase me, pro tu teleftise avton. My father bound me by an oath before his coming to an end, legon, saying, into minimio o orixa imavto, in the memorial which I dug myself, in Gi Canaan, in the land of Canaan, eki me thapsis, there entomb me. Ninu, now then, anavas, ascending, thapso ton pateramu, I will entomb my father. Ke epanelev some, and I will return back. I suppose there was a dependence now on this man by the Egyptians of some sort, maybe the people, because of his control of the food supply, the grain, and then his brothers, the livestock. Verse 6, Ke ipe Pharaoh to Iosif, and Pharaoh said to Joseph, Anavithi, send, thapson ton pateras su, tomb your father, kathaper or kasese, just as he bound you by an oath. This Pharaoh goes along with it. This is a very friendly Pharaoh for the sons of Israel. Verse 7, Ke anevi Iosif, thapse ton patera avtu, and Joseph ascended to entomb his father. Ke Sina Nevisan met aftu Pontus Epathes Pharaoh, and went up with him all the servants of Pharaoh, so many Egyptians apparently. Ke presbyteri tu iku aftu, and the elders of his house, the presbyteri, Presbyterian, and elders who ruled the Presbyterian church. Ke Pontus e presbyteri tis gis Aegyptu, and all the elders of the land of Egypt. I'm not exactly of his house, if that's Pharaoh or if that's Joseph. It could be either one, I suppose. And then it mentions the elders of the land of Egypt, so maybe the first one was the elders of the tribes. Verse 8, Ke pasa e panikia Iosif, and all the whole family of Joseph. Ke e Adelphi avtu, and his brothers. Ke pasa e Ikia e patriki avtu, and all the household of his father. Ke tin Singenia, and the kin. A lot of people are going back to Canaan. Ke ta provata, ke tos tus voas, e paliponto in gi, and the sheep and the oxen were left behind in the land. Gesem of Goshen, probably to make sure that they came back to take care of what they were doing. Now, I'm not sure, that's just something I'm guessing at. Verse 9, Ke sina nevis and met aftu, ke armata, ke epis, and went up with him also chariots, armata, armaments. There's a derivative. These are military chariots, and horsemen. Ke ageneto e peramvoli megali sphodra, and the camp became great, exceedingly great. So there are many people. Verse 10, Ke paragenonto f alona atad, and they came upon the threshing floor of Atad, o esti paran to Iordanu, which is on the other side of the Jordan. Now, Egypt is west of the Jordan, and why would they, on the other side of the Jordan means they would have crossed. I'm not exactly sure if they would have went straight over and then crossed and came up on the eastern side of the Jordan and then back across again to Hebron, or this means on the other side of the Jordan is a way of saying that they are on the side that towards the Mediterranean. Ke ekopsanto avton, kopeton, and they lamented him by beating the breast. Megan ke iskiron, great and strong, the mega, great, megaton. Sphodra, exceedingly. Ke epise to penthos, to patriav tu epta imeris, and he made the mourning of his father 7 days. This is probably when they were in Canaan. So the funeral. Verse 11, Ke idon I katiki tis gis Canaan to penthos epi aloni atad. And the inhabitants of the land of Canaan saw the mourning at the threshing floor of Atad. You would think they would know who they were, but they hadn't been gone that long. But then again, they were further down in Beersheba, where he was living, so it may have been quite a few years that passed, and they're up in Hebron to be buried. Ke ipen penthos mega tuto esti tis Aegyptis. This is a great mourning to the Egyptians. Well, it wasn't really for the Egyptians, but this is what they saw. Dia tuto ekalasa to onoma tu topu akinu penthos Aegyptu. On account of this, they call the name of that place Mourning of Egypt. O esti parent to Iordanu, which is on the other side of the Jordan. I don't quite understand why, if they did go over there, why they would have went there, but maybe somebody has a better idea. Verse 12, Ke epis en avto utos ii avtu, and his sons did to him thus, kathos en atilato avtis, as he gave charge to them.